going to be me, it's going to be you, and we are going to talk about Instagram and creative content. And this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about because I just love Instagram. Instagram has been a portal for me to really blossom and own the photographer within me, the creative writer, and my voice within my jewelry business. Content. Second, if you're a product-based business, start thinking about your product. Do a little prep work. What do you want to feature that month? And then third, start getting your iPhone ready. If you need a clear space in your memory, just make sure that your iPhone or your smartphone, the Android, there's so many amazing phones out there right now, but just make sure you got space so when you do your creative content day, you're not stuck with, you need more memory. Okay, so the day is here and it's creative content day. This is where you can get really creative, and around your home, around your office, there are so many different creative elements to work with when you are especially doing product shots. I have a jewelry business, and so jewelry is my product. And so I love using countertops, sometimes the floor. There's so many different textures that you can use as backgrounds for your jewelry, for cups or t-shirts or mugs or any product that you have. There's so many different textures around your home. So really start looking and start getting an idea of what's going to work for you, and what textures and what surfaces do you have to take your pictures on. Then start looking around your house for props. Props are so important because they can help you in the layout of your photo. I love using feathers and crystals, wood, love just pieces of wood that I find. I live in Topanga, and that I find on my hikes. Those are really great. My jewelry is very earthy, and so crystals are really good. And of course, my jewelry, affirmations. Every piece of jewelry you get comes with this beautiful affirmation card. So I like to include those in the photos because they just tell the story. And ultimately, when you're taking a picture, you want to tell a story. So take about 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes of your 3 hours, what you're doing is you are preparing the background for your product. All right, so the next step is getting really creative with your photos. So now that you've set your whole display up and you have your first product on your really cool backgrounds, and you got textures going on, and you got some props in there that feel good and that match your brand, now really start looking at the different angles that you can shoot with. And always make sure that you set your iPhone or your smartphone to square mode, because Instagram is all in square. And square is pretty cool. You know what? In the beginning, it was a little hard to get used to because I wanted that big wide screen, but now I love viewing everything in square. So definitely make sure you set your settings to square. So when you're taking your photos, I get on my hands and knees. I stand up. Just use your phone, and before you take the picture, really examine all the different angles, because you can get, with the same exact photo layout, you can get a different feel in so many different angles, coming all the way, shooting down onto the top of it where it just gets very flat. But then you can You know, if your product is here, you know, shoot upward, and then you get this bigness of, you know, the gradient of the size, and you can go in so many different angles. So really dig into that creative artist within you and get really, you know, savvy on all the different angles that work for your product. You know, I know from doing this for 2 years now which angles work best for my jewelry. I use a lot of chunky gemstones, and so I love doing shots from coming from above, but I also love those up shots because you can just really get the feel and the size and the roundness of the gemstones. So that is the next step. So go crazy, have fun. You know what? Go all over your house, all over your office. Go out in nature. I go to the beach all the time, and I point this way because I have the ocean right there in front of me. You know, go out in nature. I go to the beach all the time, and I use the sand, and I, you know, of course in the summer when I'm doing my summer collection, you know, I use the sand, I use the rocks, the ocean is such a great background. Or you can go up in nature and you can use trees and sticks and grass. You know, but generally I do it in my studio, and I just create all these great little settings. So have your photo shoot. So we got 30 minutes of just like prepping everything and getting your idea, and then just take an hour and you know, do a whole bunch of different shots, many different angles. And then the next step is, you know, once you're done with that, is upload them to your computer, okay? So you just upload your whole photo shoot to your computer and create one folder, and then bam, you have all your photos, and then you can do a little editing on them. You know, I love using iPhoto for my editing, just brightening up the colors, and also you can do this in all the amazing apps that are out there, and also in Instagram as well. I always like to do a little bit of touch-up color before I bring them in, and then of course I always run them through filters on my iPhone as well, just to get that great essence. So once you have them all up in your folder, then all you have to do is plug your smartphone in and upload just that folder to your phone. And then voila, there you have 50 photos sitting in your phone ready to be shared with the world on Instagram. It's just so easy. You could take one day a month, like the first Friday of every single month, you know, maybe block out 5 hours, so you know, whatever you need to do. But ultimately it really just takes like 2 to 3 hours. And when you start getting really good at it, and you know your backgrounds and your settings, and you know what textures and what props you like to use, then it's just like, all right, cool, what is it that I want to feature this month, and have your photo shoot. Then as you're going through your day, you have all this amazing creative to tap into. So it's super simple. You know, when we really plan for things and schedule them, you know, we get things done. And I know I do that for myself, and I've learned that from so many of my business coaches, and also from other, you know, great Instagrammers out there. All right, so I want you to now to pick up your phone, schedule your creative content day for Instagram, and have fun. That is the most important thing, is to just have fun. All right, so subscribe below to my YouTube channel. I just love making these videos, and most of all, I love hanging out with you. You know, let's play. I love to play. Also, go over to my website, jeanneverger.com. I have tons of content on there. You know, when I started my jewelry business 2 years ago, I had no clue of the doors that it was going to open for me that were way beyond jewelry. And so now I'm here to share my experiences with you.